Hey everybody, it is Dak here from the Ed Boys, and today we are talking about the Activity Advisor. The Activity Advisor does, well, exactly what it says. It advises you on what activities you could possibly work on in OSRS. In other words, it tells you what to do. I'm a big fan of the idea of an Activity Advisor. I have always felt that there should be some sort of task system in the game. I mean, we already have achievements, which is similar to having like a task system or a task list. I was thinking more of like a daily task thing would be actually kind of nice to have, especially for newer players in the game in general. Something that will set goals for you when you don't know what to work on, and that's exactly what the Activity Advisor is meant to do. The Activity Advisor was released back in June for only a handful of players in sort of a beta, and then it was released officially on September 8th. Here's a post about the Activity Advisor on the day that it was released for everybody. The Activity Advisor is an in-game tool for new and returning players to receive bespoke recommendations for activities they might like to try. It tracks your progress, automatically tallying your skill levels, quest status, recent activity, and other essential stats to figure out what new adventures you might be interested in. At the moment, the Activity Advisor only suggests quests, but we're looking to expand the system to include skills, mini-games, and other activities later. In general, it is very good to do your quests. Quests are great for overall gains on the account, and having this Activity Advisor to point you towards what quests you could do is kind of nice. It checks your skills for you, shows you how many more levels you might need, or even how many more quest points you need to do a certain quest. It also tells you why it would be beneficial to do that quest, giving you an idea of what you unlock from it. I think that is a nice thumbs up for any player who doesn't know what to work on, but currently it is bare minimal. First of all, I don't know if this Activity Advisor has any idea which quests would be the most rewarding, to be fair. It may not always be giving you the best suggestions. It might sometimes tell you to go unlock something that really isn't that useful. I always suggest to knock out quests for like Recipe for Disaster early on in an account. So it would be cool if you could tell the advisor that you're looking to do that quest, and it would focus a little bit harder on specifically prerequisite quests for Recipe for Disaster. Beyond that, it's not really an Activity Advisor quite yet. It's just a quest advisor. So Jagex did state in this post, at the moment the Activity Advisor only suggests quests, but we're looking to expand the system to include skills, minigames, and other activities. So they know that it's not enough to only have quests, and we will likely see an update to the advisory down the road. Here's what I would like to see added to the Activity Advisor. First of all, they already did say skilling. I think that would be one of the biggest things that they could add here. It starts to lean towards Artisan, which was a skill that didn't pass the poll years ago. Artisan was basically Slayer, but for skilling. The activity board could potentially mirror the same idea, giving you skilling goals to work on. If you're close to a solid level milestone, then the Activity Advisor could let you know, like, go chop 300 willow logs and you're going to finish up 70 woodcutting. Even if you're not super close to a level, just having a few tasks to work on, like chopping logs, mining ores, catching fish, it would give players an idea of what they could work on instead of just like do whatever you want. Let's say the board gave you 5 to 10 skilling related tasks each day. If you just made sure to take the time each day to only do your skilling tasks and then you logged back off, you would still see significant leveling gains over time. This would likely be more helpful for lower level players, but even at high levels, you may not always know what you want to work on next, so adding skilling tasks to this board would be pretty solid. I would like to see the Activity Advisor also have some monster killing on that. A daily task to tell you to kill a certain number of monsters. That's just Slayer. Like, there's no way around it. We do already have Slayer. I don't necessarily want a second Slayer. Rather, I would like to see the Activity Advisor give you a smaller number of monsters to fight on a task, and maybe monsters that you haven't fought before, so that you could try out new things. With Slayer, sometimes it'll tell you to go kill like 236 aberrant specters or 200 plus Abbey demons, which, I mean, killing 200 plus Abbey demons could be very beneficial for the account. Maybe you get that whip drop, make some solid cash. But at the same time, it can be very daunting to be told to just, you only have one thing to work on right now, and that's killing 200 plus of one monster. For the Activity Advisor, I think it would be more interesting if it, first of all, leaned a little bit more towards bosses, but also didn't make you kill like too many of them, just to go try things out. It would be cool to get a couple of tasks on there, like go kill 5 giant mole, or go kill Vorkath once. I mean, if it's tracking your quest data and your recent activity, it could tell that you recently completed a quest like Dragon Slayer 2, and then it could put Vorkath kills on the list. It would be pretty solid for setting goals for your general account progress. I also see some potential for being able to combine some of the tasks. You could tell a lower level player to go kill 10 cows, and then you go tell them to tan those hides too. That could be 2 different tasks. You learn a little bit how the game works, and you make some lower level cash. No matter how you tweak this, it really is just reskinned Slayer if you were to add killing monsters to here. So I don't have a problem with them not adding this, but it would be kind of cool to see daily tasks like killing the KBD 5 times. The activity board already tells us quests that we are close to completing, so I imagine they could add achievements to the list too. There are a lot of good unlocks from the achievement diaries, like having your Falador shield locate the giant mole for you when you're fighting that boss, not needing a Drahman staff when you use the fairy rings, even noted Dagannoth bones from the Dagannoth Kings. And those are just some of the higher level rewards. Even the low level rewards are kind of convenient. Even just any full diary will also give you some XP lamps. It's the same thing that applies to quests here. It's very good to get your achievements done, and the board could point you towards which achievements you are close to. Solid gains for working on your activity advisor. An interesting thing that they could add to the activity advisor would be loot drops. Specifically, you could throw down some collection log slots that you haven't filled up. It could be a little sketch if it's just a random collection log slot. Suddenly your activity advisor tells you, go get a 3rd age pickaxe. One twisted bow drop real quick. You got this. It could be a little bit easier drops that aren't on the collection log, maybe like herbs, seeds, dragon bones, anything that might be solid for gains. It would be kind of cool to see loot drops on the activity advisor though. In general, you are seeing the same theme from each of these ideas. The activity advisor, it really should just point you towards some gains that you could make for your account for anybody who doesn't know what they want to work on. It's as simple as that. This is only beneficial to players who don't know what they want to work on. It would be even cooler if there was a simple reward system for doing the activity advisor. You could get some activity points that you could turn in for some rewards. I don't think this is the best content to put like really useful, unique items in there. I would rather maybe some cosmetic upgrades or even just some XP lamps would be pretty helpful. It doesn't have to be a lot of XP, but an extra like 5k XP lamp occasionally would be more motivating to work on activities from the activity advisor. You could even offer like some coins for your activity points. I don't think that this should be like a really solid money maker that just gives you a bunch of money in general, but for low levels, if you completed a few tasks and you could go spend those points on like 1k, maybe 5k if you did a bunch of tasks, 10k if they were like really difficult tasks, that would actually be extremely helpful, and it would be a lot more motivating to do your tasks or do your activities on your activity advisor. I am looking forward to seeing the update to this advisor system. At the moment, it's almost useless. I shouldn't say useless. I do like the quest suggestions, but it is pretty weak with only quests in there at the moment. Admittedly, the fact that it tells you what you unlock from the quest is actually pretty huge for newer players. I know that when I started playing the game, it would have been very helpful to have an in-game guide to what I am getting from each quest. Generally, I didn't do quests because I didn't see any reason that I should. I didn't know what the reward was unless I went and looked it up. They could fill it up with a lot of useful activities for your account and potentially put some small rewards in there too. I have always felt that OSRS needed some sort of daily task thing to help players that didn't know what they wanted to work on, and the activity advisor is leaning towards that, so it does get a thumbs up from me currently. That is all that I wanted to say about the activity advisor. I do think it is a good idea on paper, but it is pretty early in development currently, so it's not that useful at the moment. Let me know what you think about the activity advisor. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know. If you hate it, by the way, you can turn off that orb in your settings and you never have to see it again, so it is a toggleable thing, which is always a solid update. If you can make any update toggleable, I don't have a problem with it necessarily. Thank you for watching this video about the activity advisor, everybody. If you enjoyed the video or you just got some useful information, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. I do stream on Twitch, which should be linked on the screen and in the description. I am also on Twitter and have a Discord, which should be linked in the description. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and best of luck on your gains.